Hello and welcome to the Dune Minute Podcast, your place to dive deep, minute by minute, into the cinematic adaptation of Frank Herbert's World of Dune. I'm one of your hosts, John.
And I'm Zach. Did you know that for the movie Alien, they released the an edition of the Ripley Sneakers? Sorry, I'm hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry. Not sponsored.
They actually made like the iconic sneakers that Ripley wore in Aliens, but they only made them in men's sizes.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Hold on. What?
Yup.
All right.
Kind of fucked, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could just do the men to women size conversion.
Sure, but come on.
No, I understand.
Those optics are pretty shitty.
Well, it was the 70s. Women weren't allowed to like sci-fi, so.
I guess. Sorry, we were talking about sneakers before this episode, and I just pulled that tidbit out of my memory bank.
Anyways.
Sorry, back to Dune. Hi, John. Welcome to Friday.
It is Friday. We're talking about minute 109 through 110.
110.
God damn.
God damn.
We're almost at 2 hours into this fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Sorry, I had to do a little bit of quick math to...
60 times 2. Oh, fuck.
So, I feel in my bones that we're going to have a lot to talk about in our retrospective portion of a Friday episode. So let's go ahead and get through this relatively light content minute.
Okay.
And we can get to Duncan on this week.
Duncan with Duncan?
That would be a fun show.
Sponsored by Duncan?
Of course.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's Denod Nick Nuds, which is Dunkin' Donuts backwards.
Arrakis runs on Duncan.
It will eventually.
Plato the second demands another Duncan. Duncan with Duncan.
So we are still in the very, I guess, emotional, heartfelt conversation between Chani and Paul.
Chekhov's relationship was left on the table at the end of our minute yesterday.
Right. I should say Usul and Chani, or Chusel.
Chusel.
Chusel is we're in the Chusel conversation. Chani says, "You will never lose me, Paul Atreides," and then in her next breath, she puts a conditional statement to this
to this supposedly unconditional love.
Yes. She says, "As long as you stay who you are." Got some bad news for you, Chani.
Spoilers.
Yeah, not gonna happen. So we will have to see how that plays out. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out. Which is another.
Yeah,
that might be another movie that we got to watch. Dodgeball.
Yeah. After Chani puts this condition on their unconditional love.
Yeah.
Paul pauses for a moment, and then he finally relents. "I will cross the storms with you, go south, bring your people to safety, and then I will do what must be done."
Yep.
So immediately after being given the condition, he tells her, "I'm going to fuck this condition up."
Yeah.
And she recognizes this because she kind of is taken aback, and
it was not the response she was expecting.
No. She's taken aback, and then the camera swaps to a shot that's up above and behind them, shooting down at a 45-degree angle or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see her kind of straighten her back up, almost like she's preparing to deal with whatever the fuck is going to happen.
I mean, she looks like she's instantly pissed off a little bit.
But she's still there comforting him, but is not cool with it.
She's like, "We're going to revisit what the fuck you just said later."
Yeah. They certainly will revisit.
So what this tells me is Paul and Chani have talked about his fear of the fundamentalists, rallying behind him and him becoming basically a deity.
Sure.
To them, which we've gotten that on screen in the past. What they haven't talked about is Paul's needing to take the forbidden Gatorade Glacier Freeze.
Gator wine?
Well, I guess Glacier Freeze is a little bit lighter of a blue. I guess it is just like cool.
How
blue.
about you call it what it fucking is, and it's light blue Gatorade, you fucking cop.
It's Glacier Freeze.
Anyone that calls Gatorade by its like named flavor is a fucking cop. Get out of here. It's light blue.
I am probably not a cop.
It's light blue Gatorade, motherfucker.
Well, then there's Fruit Punch.
No, red,
Grape.
purple.
And those are the only three.
Not true. Yellow,
There's
yellow.
the yellow
Yellow Gatorade.
Yeah. What is the yellow?
It's yellow. That's what it is.
Lemon lime.
Nope, it's yellow. You're a fucking cop.
So Chani doesn't know that he's going to have to sip on the blue curacao. The part of this thing that they have not talked about, I guess, is Paul having to go to the South, or being afraid to go to the South because he knows that he's going to have to drink the Gatorade Glacier Freeze.
Light blue.
The Gatorade Glacier Freeze.
Anyways.
But I think that's the real reason that he's been super cagey about going south. I mean, fundamentally, the very valid reason, sure. But he knows in order for that to really, really happen, for them to super rally behind his cause, he would have to go through the Water of Life stuff.
Yeah. As written.
As written.
Of course.
And I don't understand why he didn't tell her that. Let me put a caveat while you're thinking on that.
Okay.
So I can almost understand why he didn't tell Book Chani about it, because she is super religious.
Yeah, she's a Sayadina. And
yeah, she would have some feelings on that. But I don't quite understand why he didn't tell Movie Chani about it, because she probably would have been like, "That's fucking dumb."
Yeah,
Or
especially
she
with
probably
her
would have
being
been
as,
more
like,
understanding.
Yeah, with her being as like anti-religious as she is.
Yeah,
in the movie.
I don't know. So whatever. Well,
maybe it's because she knows that he's going to die if he does it.
Yeah, but I mean, so many things that they've done.
But also, like, death to Fremen is just kind of...
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Add it to the list.
We're not with Chal or Chusel.
Chusel, yes.
That's right. We're not with Chusel much longer because we immediately cut to screeching birds and fireballs.
It's true. It's true. We got a barbecue at Siege Tabur. I got to tell you, these look a little overdone.
A little overcooked, yeah.
Yeah.
Notably, the scene is one of the frames from our collection of frames from last week that we
yes, it is.
Had our custody battle over.
I showed people those at the work event that I had last week.
Yeah.
I took just one or two because there's a couple of people who I knew would be interested in that, and everyone said, "Holy fuck, what a cool thing!"
Yeah,
it's an awesome thing. So again, kudos for your gift getting skills.
I don't do it often. But
you don't know,
when
but
I do it right.
You are a quality over quantity person for sure.
Yep.
So these we get some some clips of the birds as they are falling,
and we see them in the reflection of the Harkonnen helmet too.
Yeah. Did we decide what we talked about them being like pigeons or doves, right?
I don't remember if we did,
because that's certainly what they look like as they're falling.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it's for inter-siege communication.
Sure. So homing pigeons would be
pigeons are very good for that.
Yep. The unsung heroes of World War One.
Honestly.
Not a joke. I put in my notes, I don't like the screeching. That was not a very fun moment for me. Just don't like it. I don't like hearing things in pain. So we're going to move past it.
Yep.
We got Hark goons in the hallways of the Siege. They have infiltrated. They're walking around outside as well. And did you clock how many were in the background? Not the specific number, but a fuck ton.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't count, but I know that I lost. Well, I didn't get a final count, but I lost count after about 15. So
yeah. Well, there's that many like walking past close to frame, but if you look past that, like down in the valley, there's like battalions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Goon City up in here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's hundreds of ships, or at least dozens that we see on screen, flying around. So this is a full-on invasion of the Siege.
Fade is fucking wielding his mighty fist.
Yeah.
And speaking of Fade, he's
here.
He is here in the Siege.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pause real quick because this is the part that I was talking about on Monday's episode where there was the use of green screen behind this practical set and how it looks really good.
Yeah.
That whole background that you're talking about is that use, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Way better when your crowds aren't all the same exact person copied and pasted 10,000 times in a weird, Coliseum setting in black and white.
Right. Yes. Yeah. This is good. I mean, it looks better if you don't have to provide a ton of detail close to your actors. So yeah, this looks really good. So as Fade enters the Siege or the aviary, right here, he just says, "Where?" And an unnamed goon.
Yeah. As most of them are.
Yeah. Yeah. But we don't even get like Harkonnen soldier in the subtitle. We just get just nothing, just the words. He says, "Spy left behind.
No trace of the others."
No trace of the other, which is not what he asked.
But you know what? It gives Fade the information that he wants, probably. So
clearly, because this goon didn't catch a blade to the throat, which is
you know what? It's more uncommon to not catch a blade to the throat around Fade than you would think. So I think this guy's won.
Yeah. He didn't answer the question, but he did also not give like a smart ass remark by just going right there.
or say, hey, maybe going on the ground isn't a good idea.
And I'm happy for him. He gets to stay for a little bit longer at least, because Fade he's right in slashing distance, so it would have been nothing.
Prime slashing distance.
So the camera turns and we see Shishkali kneeling on the ground amongst the burnt birds,
beaten and bloodied to a pulp.
Yeah. And Fade continues the last little bit of dialogue we have in the minute. He says they've gone south to hide in the storms, and he starts to reach for something off screen, and that is where our minute ends.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this will be explained a little bit later in the minutes or in upcoming weeks. But why did Shishkali stay? Because she didn't do fuck all for, halting their advancement or whatever Paul was going to do.
Maybe she felt a sense of duty to take Paul's place in what Paul said he was going to do. Because Paul, minutes ago, just said that he was going to stay and try and stop the Harkonnen advance. So it would stand to reason that one of his followers would sacrifice their life for his escape.
All right.
And also, more practically speaking, they needed a way to write Shishkali off of the movie.
That's it.
Because she doesn't exist as a character other than to hand Paul hooks in the book. So
that is the true reason, I believe.
Yeah.
But from a narrative standpoint, I'm like, why did she have to stay? I mean, they weren't Paul wasn't going to do anything to stop them. I mean, Paul probably would have done more, but she's not going to stop them.
But she provides a distraction for Fade.
That seems just like a waste of a good resource.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking in universe here. Like, she's a good addition to their squad. That seems just like a waste of a resource. But whatever. I mean, yeah, we got to get her out of the story. So
yeah.
And that's where we end for the week, John. Right there. I guess the only analogy that I have from the book is that Fade does do this whole, tour of the Sietches where he's raiding and doing all the stuff. And I know I talked about it last week, and I don't feel uncomfortable talking about it this week because this doesn't even crop up in the story at all. But during these raids is where Leto the First dies.
Yeah.
So at some point, Chani left Leto the First with Alia and Hara. And that siege, it wasn't specifically at Siege Tabur, but that siege wherever they were at gets raided.
Sure.
They get murked. Alia gets captured for the big scene at the end of the book, which we don't get here.
Captured.
Yeah, she allows them to capture her because she didn't want to be around when Paul figured out that his son died.
Yeah.
So that's really the only analogy that I could see from this scene, but it seems to be, other than that, purely invented for the movie.
Yeah.
So how on Arrakis did you feel about these minutes, John?
Going into recording, I had a higher number than what I'm going to actually give it.
Oh.
Going into recording, I had a 6.5.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking probably a 4.5 to a 5.
Okay.
And that's a significant drop.
It is. And it's also one of the rare occasions where us talking about it doesn't raise our score.
Yeah. Us talking about it and talking through all of the I initially was like, okay, the Jameis thing is a little disjointed, but then talking through it more and more with you made me realize just how weird and disjointed it is. Mm-hmm. And from a perspective of considering someone who is not like us, who is just there to watch the movies, that would be a why the fuck is Paul asking this guy that he killed?
Yeah.
Kind of moment.
Yeah.
So that really throws it off. And then, like we said, the two biggest sins, or like I said, the two biggest sins of this movie are not having the time skip and Alia as a character, and not having I was a friend of Jameis.
Yeah.
And we are seeing the consequences of not having I was a friend of Jameis here.
Yeah.
Unless this is what they are trying to convey as I was a friend of Jameis, because Paul does cry for Jameis, but is he crying for Jameis or is he crying for himself? It's not clear what he's crying for there. So it's I'm going to chalk that up to
mm-hmm.
the stress of the situation is what's making him cry, not necessarily, that Jameis taught him
yeah,
how to kill.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going 2, man. I did not like this stretch.
I could tell.
Yeah, this was a stinker in my book. From what we didn't get, and I know I shouldn't let that influence my score, but I don't see a way around it.
I don't think we can talk about the rest of this movie without talking about what we don't have.
Yeah, that's fair. So we don't get the Gurney suspecting Jessica scene, which I can forgive. I can forgive that part, and that's about the only thing that I can forgive them leaving out of this.
Yeah.
All of the Jameis stuff that we've talked about for a long time. The hand feeding us you must drink the water of life shows that you don't trust your audience to understand what's going on and what needs to be done, which typically means that the story is not being told in a efficient way. see 1984's voiceover. We had some good jokes. I'll give it that.
Yep.
You know, there's some fun like cut off of the minutes, but that's not the movie. That's just us.
That's just
us
that's
doing
just
this.
the Dune minute.
Yeah. The whole thing that they're setting up between Paul and Chani, the conditions to the unconditional love part,
Yep.
is so far from what it is in the books.
And
It's not going to get better.
And we don't have, I mean, spoilers for upcoming episodes of the Dune Minute, but we don't have the most important conversation between Chani and Jessica at all in this fucking movie.
Yeah. I know that Shishkali was a composite character, an invented character for the movies.
Sure.
In large part, an invented character for the movies. But her basically being written out of the movie at this point made no sense. She should have died in an actual fight.
Yeah.
If they're going to write her off, then we can have an emotional scene from Zendaya, which, aside from scowls, we don't get a whole lot of. So yeah, I don't know. Not a lot to hang my hat on this week.
I think this is your lowest.
This is my
rated
lowest,
week
of the movie
ever. No, of any
Oh, really?
Dune Minute
Could be.
week.
Could be. Did not like.
Yeah. Well, I think next week will be a little bit better.
I don't know. Because I
we
haven't.
get some Hole next week.
They show Hole next week?
I think they show Hole next week.
Oh, hell yeah. I love showing Hole. No, but I've said this. I've said this before in past weeks. The more we get to the back of this movie, the more it diverges from source material.
Sure.
And the less I start to enjoy it. So I'm going to try to find enjoyment in it. And I'm sure there will be highlights, but it's just going to be, my scores are going to be lower, I think, going forward.
Like I said earlier this week, the more that I'm deep diving through the Dune Minute into part 2, the more that I'm enjoying part 1 as the better movie.
Sure.
And the more that I am recognizing that of all of the Dune properties, the sci-fi miniseries is the best one.
Agreed. Hard agree. All right. Well, can't wait to talk about that.
That might be controversial. If you disagree, let us know.
I think people would only disagree if they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Buy a DVD copy or a Blu-ray copy. They're on Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not that expensive.
All right, man. Well, let's end it here, and we'll see if next week can redeem these low scores that we got this week.
We'll see. As always, you can find the Dune Minute online. We are on Blue Sky at duneminute.com, and you can email duneminute@gmail.com if you'd like to get in touch with us. We'll be back next week with a hopefully fresh, new set of eyes looking at these minutes. But we'll see you then.
And I know our scores were low this week, but your ratings on iTunes should be high. Because we do good. Even when the movie stinks.
Do we?
We do fine.
Sometimes we're okay.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.